6 million roses. Princess Leonor stuns Spain ahead of royal wedding. Spain is no stranger to royal celebrations. We've seen parades, ceremonies, and centuries of tradition wrapped in pageantry. But no one expected this. 6 million roses, an ocean of color, fragrance, and symbolism, suddenly appeared across Spain, each bloom a tribute to one woman, Princess Leonor. And here is where the surprise strikes. These roses weren't just a decoration, nor a gift from the palace. They came from the people. Citizens, artists, schools, entire communities joined together in a breathtaking act of devotion. They covered plazas, lined avenues, and filled cathedrals with blossoms, 6 million expressions of love and pride for their future queen. Yet, here is the deeper contradiction. This wasn't just about beauty or admiration. Beneath the petals lies a story of struggle, loyalty, and anticipation. Spain wasn't only honoring Leonor, it was sending a message, to her, to the monarchy, and perhaps even to history itself. To understand the magnitude of what has unfolded, we need to step into the heart of Spain and retrace how 6 million roses came to symbolize the hopes, fears, and emotions of an entire nation. Princess Leonor has always been a symbol of continuity, the heir prepared from birth to lead Spain into a new era. From her very first public appearances, Spaniards have watched her grow, poised, disciplined, and every bit the daughter of King Felipe and Queen Letizia. But what has always lingered behind the royal veneer is the question of love, humanity, and whether duty alone could define her. Now, with her wedding just days away, Spain has answered in its own way, by blanketing the country in roses. They are not just flowers, they are declarations. A reminder that Leonor is not only a royal heir, but also a young woman loved, admired, and embraced by her people. Imagine Madrid's Puerta del Sol transformed into a living garden, its fountains surrounded by millions of petals. Picture Seville's streets, normally filled with music and flamenco, now paved with roses stretching as far as the eye can see. Barcelona's Gothic quarter glowing with floral arches, each one draped with roses that cascade like waterfalls. 6 million in total, a number that defies imagination. But here's where the story deepens. Who organized this? Who made it happen? It wasn't decreed by the crown, nor commanded by government. It began as whispers on social media, sparked by small groups of royal supporters, then ignited into a national movement. At first, 1,000 roses. Then tens of thousands. Soon, entire flower markets were emptied, local farmers giving their harvests, families contributing what little they had, all for Leonor. This wasn't orchestrated. It was organic, authentic, unstoppable. And what does it mean? Why 6 million? Some say it represents one rose for every young Spaniard who looks up to Leonor as a symbol of hope. Others suggest it reflects the years of Spain's modern monarchy, counting back through the struggles, triumphs, and sacrifices. And still others believe it's simpler, an overwhelming gesture of love for a princess stepping into the most important chapter of her life. As the roses bloomed across Spain, reactions poured in. For Queen Letizia, who has always fiercely protected her daughters, the gesture was deeply moving. Close sources say she was brought to tears, confessing privately that she never imagined Spain could embrace her daughter so openly, so passionately. For King Felipe, a monarch bound by duty, the roses were a sign of reassurance. He has always carried the burden of leading Spain through uncertainty. To see his heir receive such devotion was not only personal joy, but also proof that the crown endures through connection, not just tradition. And for Princess Leonor herself, the moment was life-changing. Witnesses say she walked into a hall filled with roses in Madrid and stood silently, overwhelmed, unable to speak for several minutes. This was not a staged royal smile, this was raw emotion, a young woman realizing the weight of love her people had placed in her hands. But just as the petals glow with beauty, questions lurk beneath them. Was this a spontaneous act of national devotion, or was it subtly encouraged behind the scenes? Some critics whisper that the monarchy itself had a hand in fueling the movement, a strategic move to solidify Leonor's popularity ahead of the wedding. Others dismiss that, pointing instead to the authenticity of the crowds, the volunteers, the children who carried roses in baskets through the streets. And then comes the next curiosity loop. What role will Prince Christian of Denmark, her soon-to-be husband, play in this sea of Spanish devotion? Will he feel welcomed into this love story, or overshadowed by Leonor's deep connection to her homeland? Already, Danish media has marveled at the sheer scale of Spain's tribute, noting that it may redefine what it means to marry into one of Europe's most passionate monarchies. The roses, then, are more than flowers. They are a mirror, reflecting Spain's identity, Leonor's role, and the future of the monarchy itself. Now imagine the wedding day itself. As Leonor steps out of the palace, her gown radiant, her crown gleaming, the streets will not simply be lined with flags, they will overflow with roses. 6 million blooms becoming part of her path, cushioning her steps toward destiny. Every petal will whisper a blessing, a promise, a hope for the future queen who carries both the crown and the hearts of her people. And still, the ultimate question remains, what comes after? Will this love last beyond the wedding day, beyond the pageantry? Will Leonor and Christian rise as a couple who redefine monarchy for a new generation? Or will the roses, once wilted, be remembered as a fleeting moment of passion in Spain's long, complicated history with its royals? Whatever the answer, one truth cannot be denied. Princess Leonor has stunned her nation, not with jewels, not with titles, but with something far more powerful, the ability to inspire love so vast, it could only be measured in millions of roses. And when history looks back on this wedding, it may not remember the gown or the crown as much as the sea of roses that covered Spain, proof that for one extraordinary moment, a future queen and her people beat with the same heart. This is not just a royal wedding. This is a revolution in petals. And in the silence that follows the vows, as the bells ring and the roses fall gently from balconies above, Spain will know that it witnessed something timeless. Not only the union of two royals, but the union of a queen and her people, sealed forever by 6 million roses.